Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are one of my bagel babes. Yeah, today I wanted to talk about the Sephora VIB sale, which is happening right now. I feel like I'm a little late to the game on this one. I wanted to film this even before the sale started, but life gets in the way. I don't know what to say to that one. I've got my phone up so I can make sure I get this accurate. The sale actually runs from April 26th until May 6th. And if you are a VIB Rouge, you get 20% off that whole time. For VIB members, it's actually May 2nd through May 6th. And you get 15% off. And then Beauty Insiders, I think you also start on May 2nd. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. May 2nd through May 6th. But then you get 10% off. So basically like your discount staggers based on your status at Sephora. But anyway, what I wanted to do was talk about my top picks, because getting anywhere from 10 to 20% off of beauty items is a really big deal. Beauty stuff rarely goes on sale. So now is the time to, one, try something new, or two, stock up on the stuff that you love. I have an order coming in the mail, but what I wanted to do today was tell you my top picks, the things that I love the most out of skincare and makeup and hair and all that stuff. Tell you what I think is worth your cash. So if that sounds interesting, keep on watching.
This is real love.
Okay, what do I want to start with? Let's start with skincare, because I like skincare the most and it tends to be the most expensive. So if you're gonna get a discount, now is the time to do that. Talking about like face wash and stuff like that, I don't love any face wash at Sephora, just to be honest. Like I have ones that I think are okay. I love the Fresh Soy face cleanser. That's a really good one. But quite honestly, like I think you can get good face washes from a lot of other brands. Like I like the Glossier one, I like Elemis face washes. So I'm gonna skip that category. But I did want to talk about like the other stuff. So toner, moisturizer, peel, masks, stuff like that. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually this Fresh toner. As you can see, I've used a good amount of it. I don't really need a restock right now, but I will soon. This is the Fresh Rose Toner, and it's very hydrating. I use it like after I wash my face and cleanse everything off. It's amazing. It is a little bit on the pricey side, I think. Fresh in general is kind of expensive, but I think it's worth the cash. It kind of feels like a spa experience. And on that note, I love the matching moisturizer, which is the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Moisturizer. These pair really well together. If you like the scent of rose, these are perfect. If you're not a fan, they're not like overly fragrant, but they definitely have that rose scent to them. The moisturizer itself is incredibly hydrating. I mean, just like the name, it's a deep hydration. You can see I'm like hitting the bottom of that. I really love this stuff. It's probably one of my favorite moisturizers of all time. But yeah, again, like a little bit more expensive. I definitely think if you have dry skin, this is a good one to pick up and get that discount on. But let's talk about like the holy grail skincare product that is so expensive to buy, but I think is so worth it, is actually the Dr. Dennis Gross Peel Pads. These suckers have completely changed my skincare routine. I have dry skin, but even if you don't have dry skin, you really should be thinking about how to exfoliate that top layer of skin to keep it looking fresh and like glowing and healthy, all that stuff. Adding a peel pad into my routine like twice a week, 3 times a week maybe, has been completely a game changer. It's completely changed like the texture of my skin, the overall like appearance, like not being dull is basically what I want to say. This stuff is expensive. This box I think is like $88 full price, and it's got 35 peel pads in here, which is, you know, they call it the daily peel pad. Imagine if you use it every day. That's an expensive month. 88 bucks a month for that? No. So I don't use it every day, just use it like a few times a week, or kind of when I see things are looking a little dull and nasty. I love these peel pads. Definitely right now is the time to get them when you can get them at a discount. They are expensive. They're very expensive, but they are very worth it, let me tell you. The only 2 other skincare products I want to talk about are actually masks, and they are different sides of the spectrum when it comes to masks. One is a hydrating mask and one is a cleansing mask. Yeah, detox mask. The hydrating one is the, God, I'm gonna butcher the name of this. Lineage. I don't know. But that's what it's called. It's just, I don't know. It's the water sleeping mask. You don't have to sleep in it. You could just like leave it in and wipe it off, whatever you want to do, but I actually do like to sleep in it. It's incredibly hydrating. It is like the perfect, I just love it. It barely has a smell, so it's just kind of like that refreshing smell. It leaves your skin nice and like plump and juicy. So if I'm ever like looking a little dry and dull, this is the thing I go to. But if I ever have a zit attack on my lower region here, as I tend to do, I actually go for the Origins Out of Trouble mask. This stuff is legit. A follower actually recommended it to me and I've been obsessed with it ever since. I've been using it for a couple months now. Anytime I get hormonal breakouts towards the bottom of my face, I just slap this on, and within a couple days, I use it for a couple days, it really helps reduce the redness, the size of the zits, and it's also good for prevention too. So if you ever like feel a zit coming on, or you know it's like right around the time of your period, just put this on. Really helps a ton. Love this. And it's not, I have really sensitive skin. It's not like so intense that it's gonna irritate you. It's just gonna handle what it needs to handle. You can move on with your life. So that's it for me from like the skincare angle. Those are the things I think are worth your cash the most. Obviously the skincare section at Sephora is pretty vast. You can get lost pretty easily, but that's what I think is the best of the best. I wanted to move on to more like makeup beauty stuff next. And I figured we could start with the skin just to kind of keep on the skincare trend. So the foundation I think is worth it. It would be the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I love this stuff. I'm planning to wear it on my wedding day. It is great if you have dry to normal skin. If you have oily skin, I'm not quite sure if this would work for you. I'll just be honest, like I have more dry to normal skin. But if you have a skin type like mine, I think it's great. Again, it's, you know, on the pricier side. This isn't a drugstore foundation. This is probably like 30 something, 40 bucks, especially if you get the pump. They don't sell it with the pump, which like why, NARS, why? Why don't you just sell it with the pump? You don't want it without the pump, trust me. If you're gonna do it, get the pump, it's like 5 bucks. But anyway, if you're gonna spend money investing in a foundation, I really recommend this one. The bottle will last you a while. You don't need a lot of it, a little goes a long way. And yeah, save some cash on that. What else is worth it? What else is worth it? Sticking with like the skin makeup stuff, powder wise, I really like the Hourglass Ambient Light Powder. I have this one in dim light because I'm super pale. The light is dim with me. This has been actually my favorite face powder of all time. Face powders tend to make me look powdery, obviously, chalky, whatever. I like a natural skin look, so I really have been loving this powder, but again, like it's not on the cheap side. Nothing at Sephora is cheap, like let's just be honest, nothing is cheap. But I do like this powder, so if you have been wanting to test it out, I think now is the time. In general, I have the full size, love this powder, totally worth it. And when it comes to bronzer and highlight, I have blush recommendations by the way, but that is in the palette section, so we'll talk about that. But talking about bronzer and highlighter, I have shown these two products in like 1,000 videos and blog posts and Instagram stories and everywhere. These are my absolute favorite. I love them to death. The Too Faced Sweetie Pie bronzer is my favorite ride or die bronzer of all time. It actually is like a blush bronzer. As you can see, it has some pink shades in there. Looks really natural. I think any skin type that you are, this would look beautiful. Obviously I'm very fair, so this does show up on me pretty well. I think unfortunately, you know, it might not be a universal color for everybody, but if not, I would just look for something that's similar that has like a blush inside of it, because that's what I think is so beautiful about this. Whatever skin tone you are, having a bronzer that has a blush shade mixed in really makes it look like a natural flush. So I love that bronzer, and it's not too stinky. I know sometimes Too Faced products can be a little stinky, you know what I'm saying? Smell like stuff. And then the Fenty highlighter, I have this Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. I absolutely love this highlighter, like it's gorgeous. And one of these, Fire Crystal is like a little bit more intense, and then Lightning Dust is a little bit more everyday. I like that you get 2 in each of these. Again, probably in the 30 bucks type of range. It's not cheap for a highlighter. It's not cheap. There's some great drugstore highlighters out there, like the Maybelline ones. Maybelline Master Chrome. Honestly, it's a really good dupe for this, but if you've been wanting to try the real deal that is the Kilowatt highlighter, I would get it during the sale when you can play with it at a discount. And then to round off the skin products, a setting mist, I have absolutely fallen in love with the Urban Decay All Nighter. As I've been testing out like wedding makeup and event makeup, things like that, you really need to have your makeup stay on all day. This is thebomb.com. It's that good. You need to try it, really. Or if you like work an 8-hour workday like I do. I mean, by the time I get home, my makeup is usually like melting off my face, or it just looks patchy and gross. So this has really helped me, not even just with like events, but actually just getting through a commute, an 8-hour day at the office, and then a commute back. That's a big win. Let's talk about eyes really quickly. I'm not wearing any eye makeup right now because I'm getting over an eye infection. But when I do wear eye makeup, I love the Smashbox Photo Finish. 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. It's my ride or die eye primer. Again, any video that you watch of me doing any makeup tutorials, this is the primer that I use. I think it's maybe like 24 bucks, somewhere like that. always have one of these. Always, always, always. It's by far the best eye primer I've ever used. It's better than a MAC paint pot. It's better than the NARS eye primer. It's better than the Urban Decay, you know, better than all of it. It's better than every eye primer I've ever tried. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend it. Again, I don't do this full time. I go to an office and stuff has to last, and this makes it last. And then mascara, I really like the Dior Show. I'm bougie when it comes to my mascara. I'm really sorry, I've never found a drugstore mascara that I've loved and doesn't flake. So I like that the Dior Show doesn't flake. It gives me those nice, like thick, long black lashes. I get both length and volume out of this one, which is another thing I like. The brush is a little bit fatter, it's a little bit chunkier. So you do have to be okay with a brush that is, you know, on the chubby side. But I love that mascara, and I think it's great to get a discount on it. And with brows, I really like the Gimme Brow by Benefit. It just gives me a nice fluffy brow, as you can see there. Worth the cash. I think that's a good segue into palettes actually, because I do have two eyeshadow palettes here that I really, really love. I would rather buy my eyeshadows in a palette versus like a single shadow, just because if I'm packing it somewhere, I want to have like all of it in one place. I like that it kind of inspires looks, you know what I mean? Like if I'm going for a neutral palette or a warm palette or a cool palette, I can kind of like pick and choose from within it versus having to like find shadows all over the place. So there's two I think are completely worth your cash at Sephora. One is a neutral palette. It's actually the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. They just redid the packaging on this one at some point this past year. Looks like this, and it's just stunning neutral shades. So it actually gives you a little bit of neutral, but a little bit of cool as well. You can see the cool ones up here. They're just amazing colors. I love the texture and quality of Too Faced shadows. They're soft, they're blendable, but they do last. They have pigment to them. I mean, I'm just in love with it. So this palette has been absolutely amazing. It was actually like a top contender for my wedding day look, just because, yeah, it's got all those beautiful neutral shades. Love that one, absolutely amazing. Oh my God, I got some of the powder in my mouth that like, tastes like vanilla. Interesting. The other palette I love, it's really different from the Too Faced one, is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I'm obsessed with the packaging of this. It feels so unique and interesting, and I got it last summer. It makes me think of summer. It makes me think of traveling. It makes me want to go places. It makes me want to experiment and try things, and that's because it's an experimental palette. It's got some colors to it, you guys. It's got pinks and oranges, but it also has blues and greens, but it also has gold. So if you want to go neutral, you could do that. You could play in this upper row and stick with your neutral safety net colors, but you could also get kind of fun and funky. Like you can do some of those jewel shades, you can do these pinks and like oranges and purples. Like there's just everything in this palette. Like this wins the award for most versatile palette in my mind. You could do anything. You could do an everyday look, you could do an event, you could do something avant-garde and editorial. Like this should be in everyone's kit. It is the best palette. And I've also been really impressed with the quality of the shadows. Again, like super pigmented, but they do blend out. I can't say enough good things about this palette. It is amazing, and I just highly recommend. So if you're gonna pick up a palette, even between these two eyeshadow palettes, like I would pick up this one. It is so versatile. I hate having wasted space in my makeup cabinet, my makeup vanity. This is so versatile. I absolutely love using it. And then I have one face palette I want to talk about, and that is for blushes. That's the Benefit. I think this one might be like the blush bar or something like that. I'm not sure if this exact one is available right now still. If it is, I'll link it down below. If not, I'll link something similar, because Benefit always comes out with these blush palettes that have like 5 blushes in them, and then there's a brush that comes here usually. So this one has Hoola, which is my favorite Benefit bronzer, and then it has my favorite Benefit blush of all time, which is Gold Rush, this beautiful peachy color. It's got a beautiful like peachy sheen, summery type look to it. This one has California, Gold Rush, Dandelion, and Rockateur. They make these palettes pretty frequently. I love it. I love traveling with it. I have all these different options and a bronzer like on the go. Again, like because it is a palette, it's a little bit more costly, and now is the time, my friends. When you have a discount, now is the time. Let's talk about lips. We're gonna start with 2 balms that I love. I have the most plagued, dry, chapped lips of all time. I like the Smith's Rosebud Bomb a lot. I usually keep this in my makeup vanity. It's like lightly scented, like mint and rose. It's nothing crazy. It's just kind of like a normal mint lip balm, but it's really hydrating. I love that one, and it's not too expensive, which is great. But if I had to pick my all-time favorite balm, and I don't know, I'm just like fair warning, I don't know if Sephora sells all the components to this. If they do, again, I'll link it down below. But this is a lip balm. See that? This is a lip balm attached to my water bottle. This is the Beaker Paris water balm inside of the fancy little cap that they made where you can keep your balm right there in your cap when you need it, which I'm obsessed with. I absolutely love that. The balm itself is really great. It's really hydrating. It's like very lightly scented, so really like non-irritating. It's good for sensitive skin. It's really hydrating. And I love that they came up with this design to keep it on a water bottle, because I feel like half the time I'm drinking water and then I'm like, my lips are all chapped, you know what I'm saying? So I like that they combined it, and now it's like I take my water and my lip balm on the go. I'm not searching for it. Yeah, I'll link this down below. I know Sephora carries the actual balm itself. I'm really hoping they carry the cap and everything. I'll link everything down below for you guys. And then I have two lipsticks I love, the NARS. I don't know that I love this formula in every color, but I specifically love Roman Holiday. Roman Holiday is like this beautiful summery pink. Like, it's the perfect pink for summer. Absolutely love that, like a nice bubblegum pink. It's a little bit sheer, so don't be freaked out by how bright that looked. It's beautiful. But for a more everyday nude, I actually love the Charlotte Tilbury. I love the Charlotte Tilbury Bitch Perfect. It's a good like nude kind of pinky color. It's absolutely gorgeous. Charlotte Tilbury is very expensive, so if you want to try anything from that brand, definitely get it during the sale, because girl, that's expensive. It's expensive. My favorite gloss is anything from Buxom. This shade that I have in my hand is April, but Buxom just makes the best glosses. Like honestly, come at me. Come at me and try and convince me there's a gloss better than Buxom. You can't. And then there's just one hair item I want to talk about. That is the Bumble and Bumble Hairdressers Invisible Oil. It's basically like a detangler heat protectant spray. I really like using this. The heat protector I love the most, they don't sell at Sephora. It's actually this Kevin Murphy Shimmer Me Blonde one. It gives me like gorgeous shiny hair. But Bumble and Bumble always has sets. Like, they always have great sets that include like travel size and then the full size. That's how I got this one. It was the last Sephora sale, and they had a set that had a travel size shampoo and conditioner and then a big bottle of this. So I really like to be able to shop this brand in general, and especially this detangler during the sale, because they always have sets, which it's just great to get that at a discount. But this always keeps my hair nice and like detangled after the shower. I like to spray it in when my hair is damp, brush through, and then it's a good heat protectant when I like blow dry and straighten and curl and do whatever I'm gonna do. So I absolutely love this. A little goes a long way. Don't overspray it, otherwise you will get oily. I have a naturally oily scalp, so I have to be careful with how much of this I use, but I do love it and it works great. That is it, you guys. I tried to like go rapid fire through that because I knew it was a lot. I'm Rouge, so I'm probably gonna be shopping till I drop until May 6th, my friends, May 6th, because I'm gonna use that 20% while I got it. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, pretty please, and subscribe to my channel and join the family. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.